Gemini, welcome to your September reading. My name is Tanya, and we're just going to dive right in and see what messages the cards have for you for September. What is it that Gemini needs to know for the month of September? Let's see what pops in here. What does Gemini need to know for September? Okay, there we go. And let's see what we have. The Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Coins, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's a decision that you need to make that you're agonizing over. That's what I'm getting for the general energy here, mainly because of this Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a little about anxiety, being anxious. You can see here she's kind of crying into her robe here. And the swords, typically you see them hanging over the bed of the person that's sitting there on the bed, have like nightmares. This may be giving you nightmares because you're undecided. You may be overthinking the outcome, is what I'm getting here. You may be in a disaster loop of thinking, and you need to find a way to pause that, to recognize that you're in that loop when it's happening. Minimally, just recognize, okay, I acknowledge that I am in this loop. I recognize that's where I'm at right now. And sometimes that's enough to kind of stop the loop, stop that excessive overthinking, overanalyzing, the analysis paralysis type thing. Mercury is in retrograde for most of this month, and that might be part of where things feel a little out of control, maybe for some of you, not for all of you. It might feel like, I don't know, you could be having issues with technology and you're letting your mind run away with why these things are happening, and going down, again, the disaster scenarios instead of the positive outcomes, instead of trusting that everything will work out. So sometimes the key is to stop fighting the thoughts, let them flow to a natural conclusion in your head, and then just let it go. Acknowledge they're there, give them the respect and honor that they want. Let that process flow through and stop fighting it and trying to hold it back. Let it flow through in your head to whatever conclusion you want. But at the end, in my case anyway, because I do this too, or I used to do this a lot, you can kind of laugh at yourself, like, okay, yeah, right, whatever. Now move on to the next thing. But as long as you try to resist that, it's going to keep going. It's just going to try to keep ballooning and keep trying to intrude and get in the way of you making a decision or thinking more clearly about the issue. So this is what I'm getting for this overall kind of feeling. And this energy here might be where you're at, or you might slip in and out of this during the month, which is okay too. It's a process of learning how to manage that and what works for you in order to pull yourself out of the loop. So we're starting off here with the Two of Swords, which is literally a card about making a decision. And it's a blind decision. You do not know what the outcome might be, whichever way you decide to swing those swords. There is an option to not make a decision, but then the outcome is out of your control because you didn't decide. So you have no control over how things are going to go. So if you want to have control over what's happening here, you have to make a decision. You have to swing one of the swords or swing them in one direction or the other without being 100% sure of what the outcome will be. And that's okay. There isn't really a wrong way to go because you don't know for sure what the steps are for all of it. You don't have complete control over all of it. But you do have to just go for it one way or the other. Just pick a side, make a decision, and go with it. And trust that it's the one that you're supposed to make. Whichever way you go, trust that that's the one, that's the decision you were supposed to make. Because then we get to the King of Swords. The top of the food chain for the swords. Swords are about our thoughts. They're about communication, our ideas, how we express ourselves verbally and through writing, etc. The king is very much in control of himself when it comes to that. He's very confident about how he expresses himself. May come off a little cold, may be intimidating to others, but he's very confident. He doesn't second guess anything, makes quick decisions, and just moves forward. No second guessing, period. So that's how you need to be about this decision. Just make the decision and go with it. So if you're questioning which one to go with the one that you feel more confident about, and just trust that that's the way it's supposed to go, and feel that confident, be confident in that decision. Don't get yourself in this loop. Say, no, this is the right decision. This is, regardless of how it turns out, this is what I was supposed to choose for this month, in this situation, etc. And then we come to the Queen of Coins, or Pentacles. And coins are about material things, about work, about the methods you use in a way to manifest things. And the Queen of Coins, she is very compassionate, but also very, again, confident. She's very comfortable with her success. That's a good way to put it. She is very comfortable with her success. She's not worried about how she's going to meet bills. She's not worried about where things are going to come from. She just knows that she'll have what she needs. She trusts in her own capabilities. She trusts in what she can bring to the table and how she can get there. How did I want to put that? What's trying to come through there? She just trusts herself. And there's a little bit trust here in the universe too. But it's not just trust when you're at the level of the queen. There's skill involved here, right? She knows what she's doing. So here you need to be in that attitude. Again, this is having your confidence in the decision that you made. And you have the skills to back it up. That's it. You have the skills to back up this decision, whatever it is. You have the resources you need in order to back up that decision too. So if resources are needed for whatever this is for, you have that. And you're very confident about that. And then we have the King of Wands. So you have 3 court cards here. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But you have 3 court cards here. So people. So this is a very much you for most of you. Again, I said I'd come back to that. But here we have the King of Wands. And wands are about action, about movement, about creativity, passion. Also, again, a king. So this dude is really confident about what he's doing and how he's doing it. He's very skillful, very talented. It is definitely a male energy. And he may seem almost overwhelming in his presence. So that might be something, if this is something that you're super passionate about, you might want to just be aware that as you're delivering your message, some people may find it very intimidating. So you may want to think of a way to soften it a little bit, but at the same time, do not question what you're capable of here. Do not doubt that you know how to get this done. Do not doubt that it'll turn out either. Because some of you, in addition to just having that energy, will also have the people around you to help get things done, to help make it work. Because like I said, whatever way you go here, it's destined for success with these people at your back and with this energy that you're carrying with you once that decision is made. Just stop worrying about what the decision should be and just make the decision. That's it. So stop worrying about it and just do it. And then we come up to the Page of Cups, and this might lend in, it might soften this wand energy a little bit, and this, again, both of the kings, very confident. The King of Swords can come off again as cold and calculated. The King of Wands may come off as being very, there's a word I want to use and I can't think of it. Brash, very bold, and some people can find that uncomfortable. It's like too intense. So you'll need to find some balance there, which the Queen of Coins can help bring in that energy. But the Page of Cups, so this is usually a younger person, or it's a younger, more vibrant energy, and cups bring in that emotional piece, the emotional connection, which is what is going to help you really help drive home that message. It helps you appeal to the emotions of others. It helps soften the message, if you will. It can also add a little bit of intuitive understanding to what exactly the message needs to be or exactly how to deliver it. This may lend some creativity in some ways, between these two especially, in how to deliver the message or the product or the outcome of this decision in a way that people are going to be very happy with how it's going, including yourself. So let's pull an oracle card here. See, what is it that the oracle has for Gemini for September? And I will say usually it's during a retrograde, especially for Gemini and Virgos, because if your risings, your chart ruler is Mercury. With Mercury in retrograde, you don't want to actually start anything new. You could start planning it, but you don't want to launch anything new or anything like that. You can start coming up with some ideas, putting it out there, crafting the message maybe, but you're not going to launch it until after retrograde, which will be, I believe it's the last week or two of September. So it's not the full month. It'll come up quick. So let's see what the oracle has here for Gemini for September. What do we got? A deep breath. This works in multiple ways here, but especially with these two. If you find yourself in the loop, recognize it, pause and take a deep breath and release that anxiety. Or try. Do your best. Ground yourself if you can. Ground your energy so you're not up in your head so much. You want to bring yourself down to earth, down to reality. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and make this decision and trust that it's going to happen. Make the decision. Take a deep breath. Start planning and acting on it. Seek advice if you need to from this team around you. Start crafting that message, but take a deep breath. Relax into it. Trust yourself. Breathe. Okay. And that's what I have for Gemini for September. Please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button. And thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you later.